Mr. Henriquez? Yeah, man. Mr.
Very
Henriquez?
Good night, neighbor. Caroline,
doing,
neighbor,
sir?
right? Under the weather, neighbor, but you know, we move.
Yes, we will. Well, I'm almost out of time. I can give you 5 minutes to just put a wrap on the show for me.
Definitely, neighbor. I just wanted to say though, how protecting and Chops is still hearing. I think one of the major things is that why people are upset or the Labourites are upset is that the Jamaica Labour Party and its affiliates are allowing the People's National Party, not the opposition, the People's National Party, to tell their story, right? And it is gaining traction. And when you have a story that has a legacy status in the making, you need to guard it. I would have said that months ago. And that is why people are upset, because you can't have this great book being written, but you can't protect the stories that should be told in the right way. You
can't distribute $10 billion, sir, and there's not a story behind that. That's just
exactly
too much money.
and the next thing with it is that for the affiliates of the Jamaica Labour Party, Michael Hopp's book, Those Who Remain, that's the name of it, actually kind of sum them up. The truth is that for them, based on how G2K was birthed, it came out of really hard times. And the truth about it is that hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times ending up create weak men. And weak men, if we're not careful, neighbor, may create hard times. And I'm speaking in the political sense here, right? It doesn't show that these affiliates have the hunger before. You would have heard Chops mention they have corporate jobs. Okay, so do I. I'm here at nights. I don't have the level of responsibility as they do. But to whom much is given, much is expected, neighbor.
You are saying that you do have personal responsibility. You have a family and you have a corporate job.
But I don't hold the political responsibility as they do. Right? They would have put themselves up to be in the political arena and also have political careers in the making. And if you can't juggle more than one thing, then that's a telling thing for you. And I'm not saying based on where you work and so on, may not have a strong influence as to how you go about it. But at the end of the day, you still have another responsibility on your hands. So that is the two things for me, because I've listened to a great extent tonight. But it is not something you want to see how hard this government has worked, how good they've recovered the country from pretty much from the depths of hell if they didn't win in 2016 and continued, after 2020. And that is a story you need to protect at all costs. And you don't wait until the final moment to try and fight. You wear down the opposition currently because they're weakest. But understand this, they will come out swinging because they don't have anything to lose. And that is exactly what they're doing. In fact, neighbor, I found the thing with Angela Brownberg. Give it a listen, about 30 seconds.
Yes. Compensation. The Prime Minister says from time to time that the opposition only talks. The truth is that's our role, because we are in opposition. We are not the government in charge of government resources, although many of you would have seen.
And when you hear an opposition make that statement, neighbor,
they only talk.
Right? So you know what you're up against.
Yes, and their job is to talk.
Exactly. But at some point in time, you have to find a way how to muzzle them. And that is the only way you can do so.
And show the people that they're talking nonsense.
Exactly. And you have to do it repetitively.
You play that. Listen to this.
The roofs assessment database. We are deep rural constituents. and therefore when a hurricane strikes and your home is destroyed, you can't stay there. So the Ministry of Labor can't say, we went to your house and you weren't there. Of course we weren't there. There's no house. Of course we weren't there. We have to be catching with a neighbor. Of course we weren't there. We work in the city. Deep rural constituencies require more care and a better understanding of how we operate. We need a town crier to come into the communities to announce the dates when these representatives from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is coming around so we can make ourselves available. We also require posters to be printed. They do it when it is politics time, print some posters, put it on.
You hear that? They do it when it is politics time.
But
it's only the Labour Party.
Why, the funny thing about that, in a neighbor, you see the same level, because this happens on both sides. When it's coming close to election time, maybe 2 years thereabout, they send out and they find the money to move around people to get enumerated. Yes. And this is one of the things we should hold the member of parliament to, because if they can play an active role in trying to get the vote, then you ought to play the active role in maintaining the health and the existence of the same people who put you there. Don't come with the sentimental crap on a press conference. And I'm calling on specifically these areas, everybody in the West, those who, specifically Westmoreland neighbor, all the candidates for the Jamaica Labour Party that have lost, where are they?
Well,
you have to create a unified front. If that means to collaborate with G2K and run a few conferences via live or whatever, you have to show the difference. Even mobilizing a few people that may not have received the money and so on. If you mobilize them, you show those who were put in the position and you publicize that, you don't sit on your hands and wait, because they're going to come and put a front up as they've always been doing. And this is the People's National Party at current, at full strength. This is all they can offer. And they're going to try and magnify it as much as possible.
Yes.
So that's where I land with it, neighbor, because it's
well, yeah, absolutely. And I tell you the truth, Harry, I think this discussion must continue. You know, it must continue until Jesus comes. With the police, when the policeman said this. What former policeman there? What is his name?
I don't remember his name. I know exactly who you're talking. Radcliffe?
Yes.
No,
Radcliffe, yes. This operation must continue. Listeners, this operation will continue until Jesus comes here. Want to thank you for joining us tonight. Mandeville? Well,
all right, we have to make them know that this operation will continue
until God. This operation will continue until God Almighty come
for the work.
For the work.
All right, we have to make them know that this operation will continue
until God. This operation will continue until God Almighty come
for the work.
For the work.
There you go, Harry. This operation will have to continue. Tomorrow the operation continues. Okay.
It has to, neighbor. It has to. We are in too good of a position to let this go, and all it takes is for the Jamaica Labour Party to not tell their story the right way and at the right time, and then we're set back again to where we're coming from, and that is not something we should allow whatsoever.
Fantastic.